Good afternoon. Happy Labor Day. This is Barbara J. Beckley, and I am coming in live today just to give you some small thing to think about today. Usually I do this on the first and third of the month, talking about purpose, passion, drive conversation with Barbara Beckley. But you know what? Sometimes you might fall, but you need to dust yourself off and get up again. And that's what I'm doing right now with my conversation. I am dusting myself off and I'm getting back up and I'm getting back on again with my first and third of the month to give you purpose, passion, and drive conversation with Barbara Beckley. And let me just check because sometime my sound has been acting crazy and I just have to double check so you can hear me. I was on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I'm loving it. Rachel Johnson is on the line. I see her. Hey, Rachel. So I wanted to come on for a little bit and talk about some things that are on my mind, and some things that I feel like hopefully it will give you something to think about too. Now, we have been dealing with a lot. We have. We've been dealing with the pandemic. We've been dealing with a lot of people have lost their lives, including in my own family. I know, in fact, I just had another loss just a few days ago. Not from COVID, though, finally. We've been having, this racial tension that's going on, the government tension, tension amongst each other, just a tension in our heads, just a tension. Not attention, tension. We've been having tension in a lot of areas of our lives. And I was just telling myself, I said, through all of the obstacles and everything and challenge that we deal with, we still need to have that thing in us. And what I call is a diamond factor. And what I call the diamond factor is your purpose, your passion, and your drive in your life. And I always tell people over and over and over again, I'm like, no matter what, you still want to stay on track. Now, you're probably saying, well, Barbara, it's kind of difficult, when we're dealing with the challenges you just said. We're dealing with, people are just either working from home or they got cut out of jobs or, they might be on unemployment, then the bills are there. And then you got a family you got to take care of. Then if you're taking care of children, you got to send them back to school and you're nervous about that because of COVID. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I get it. I get it. But you know what takes me back? I always go back. See, some history could teach us a lot. History can teach us a lot. And a lot of the things that we are dealing with right now, they dealt back in the 1800s and the 1700s. And think about this. People were dealing with certain situations like we're dealing with back in the day. They didn't have running water. They didn't have electricity. Some people didn't even have a house, a roof over their head. Think about it. Some people didn't have all the genius of technology and the medicine and everything that we have right now back in the day. They had to deal with natural stuff like stuff that was coming from the ground and saying, hopefully that will cure us. And if it doesn't, oh well, we're taking a chance. They were fighters. They were persistent on things that they didn't even know, they didn't have an understanding about because they didn't know at the time. Because back in the late 1800s, 1700s, even 1900s, it wasn't there. There was no vaccine. So I mean, when you go way back, they didn't even know what a vaccine was. But they knew what family was. They knew what love was there. They knew to care for each other, no matter who they were. Those were the things that were the medicine. Those things were the medicine back in the day. And it seemed like since I think us as human beings now, we have to look at the fact that we're kind of, we think we got it all, and I'm thinking to myself, we need to really be saying being thankful and having gratitude for what we have right now, despite everything that's going on, because it's going to be 10, 20, 30 times worse. And I always think back, like I said, I go back with the ancestors that we have, and they had to deal with so much things that they didn't have that we have now, and that we're moving forward. I mean, somebody was just telling me the other day about there was a pandemic back in the 1800s, 1700s that they had to deal with, and they lost so many people back then. And they didn't have no cure. There was no like cure. There was like no, they can get some medication, or, if they felt bad, then they can go run to the store. Sometimes there wasn't a store there. I mean, like I said, they had to deal with very small entities that we have now. And I'm bringing this up because I want us to look, first of all, like I said, be grateful for what we have in spite of. And think about the fact that, now that we do have some of the resources that they didn't have, let's use them wisely. Let's be thankful that we can get online and see each other. Like I can see you. Well, I can't see everybody right now to see numbers in my face, but you can see me if you're tuning in, and you can hear me, and we could talk to each other. Back in the day, they didn't have this. They didn't know nothing about. There was no computers. There was no cell phones. There was no signals. There was no cable. None of that. Nothing. Not a thing. But we have so much now. And I think we take it for granted. We really do. I want to use myself because I don't want to put nobody on the spot and be like, "Well, Barbara talked about me. I take stuff for granted." No, I'll put me there, and then you can kind of fill in the holes if you fall into that category. So just a few weeks ago, there was a storm where I live at, and just a big bad thunderstorm, which put out some of the power. Okay, so we didn't have power for like maybe a day, and then for 3 days I didn't have internet. So the first day when we had power, I mean there was no lights, so everything's kind of electric where I live. So that means no lights, no water was running because that was run by electricity. I couldn't heat up nothing. The refrigerator food was basically not getting cold. I was thinking about, I said, dang, I can't even take a little quick shower or whatever. I can't do nothing. This is this. So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, no power. And then on top of that, had a flashlight, no batteries. Okay, that tells you right there that Barbara wasn't prepared. No candles, no matches for the candles, nothing. So I'm sitting there like in the dark with no power on. And I thought about it and I said, wow, this is for one day. I dealt with that. And I was freaking out. I was literally freaking out because I was like, what am I going to do? I have no power. And now on top of that, everything runs with the technology and stuff. So I work at home. Couldn't do that. Had no power, have no internet. Gone. So that was gone. So I sat back after I had my little hissy fit, and I had to do the oosha moment. Oosha, oosha. And I had to count to 10, as I tell people. And I sat on my couch and I sat back, and guess what I did? I relaxed and fell asleep. I did. I fell asleep. My body was telling me, you know what, Barbara? This is something that's out of your control. You can't do anything about it. So, what you need to do is, first of all, relax, calm down. Don't get all excited about it, and just relax. And I relaxed for a good 5 hours of relaxation. And I woke up and the power was came back on. So I had the lights and everything. I was like, yay, that's awesome. But the internet was another story. Internet stayed off for another 2 days after that. Then I freaked out all over again. But then I said, Barbara, you got to go back to the Usha moment. Usha. So I started reading, getting back in my books. I started journaling. I started writing down stuff. And guess what I started writing down? I started writing down my vision for me. in what I said I was going to do. And the things that the things that I kind of put to the side or forgot about a little bit, or other things came up because of everything that's going on in the world right now. And I had a moment in time at that point in time to say, I need to write down my visions again. And I need to write them down, and I need to put them somewhere so I can see them and look at them every single day. So it can remind me of my PPD, of what my purpose is. It comes from a vision, comes from a thought process, comes from something that you wanting to do and on a journey to do it. Now, I want to give you a quick quote that I love. If you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. You want me to say that again? Because it's good, isn't it? That's good, isn't it? That was good. If you are working on something exciting that you really care about, that no one can tell you differently, that you just are on this mission impossible in your life, that you really love, that's the passion inside of you, and that drive that's pushing you over and over again. You don't have to be pushed. You don't have to be asked. You don't have to make excuses, because the vision pulls you. What's pulling you right now? What's not pulling you right now? What do you think might be your vision in life or your purpose that you're trying to do? And you might have to take another step back and think about it, especially if every day it feels like it's a chore. If something in your life feels like it's a chore, and especially if you're saying this is something that's a mission for you, a vision for you, a purpose for you, I mean, I'm saying in different words, but it all comes together, then you need to rethink that, because nothing should be like work. I shouldn't have to say every day, Barbara, you need to get up, you need to get online, you need to, look for people that want your help regarding their business, especially when it comes to visibility. Because that's my passion. I love to help, especially women in business, to get visibility, to understand what it's about, to understand what their business is about, and from that point, help them in this social media world, because it is a big world in the universe, I call it. But if I'm sitting here every day like, oh, okay, who do I find? Who do I talk to? Who do I send an email to? Who do I get on the phone? Nah, I don't feel like doing it right now. If it's a push and pull, push and pull, push and pull, then something's wrong. Something's wrong. That is like one of those signs that tell you this is not it. This is just not it. So I want you to take a step back. That's what I did. I was so glad that I didn't have the internet 2 weeks ago, because it made me sit down, take a pen and a piece of paper out, get my journal out, and start writing and going back to my love, going back to what I really love to do, and going back to why do I feel like there's these barriers? Because I really felt like I had barriers, not so much of people putting barriers in front of me, but I was putting my own barriers in front of me on what I needed to do. And it was slowing me down, and it was getting me confused, and I getting frustrated. Do you ever feel that way sometimes? Sometimes you just feel frustrated on something that you're supposed to really be doing. I know that's not only me. So I had to sit back and do the Usha moment for a few days. I mean, that even meant, because with me not having no internet, I work from home. I couldn't even work at my regular job because I couldn't get online. So that even gave me more time. So those signs, listen to those signs, because sometimes those signs can save you from moving to what you have to do. Now, going back to vision. Vision, when I think of vision, I'm seeing, you're seeing your vision. How's your vision today? Are you 2020? What is it, 2020 vision? They're supposed to have this perfect vision. Anything after that is a little bit phasey. How is your vision for your life, for your goals right now? Is it a little fuzzy? Does it need a little eye dropped in it? Do you need to kind of move it away? because of sleep? Do you need some different type of glasses on there? Do you need to change the prescription of your vision? What do you need to do for you to get back on track with your vision in your life? These are some questions to ask, especially now when there's all this stuff going around in the world that wants to stop us. I mean, really stop us from doing what we need to do if we let it. If we let it. That's the biggest thing. Write your vision down. Believe in yourself. Believe in who you are. Love who you are. You hear that all the time. And then after that, you have to take action. No matter what. You have to be persistent. No matter what. And then no matter what comes easy when you want to do it, when it's ingrained in you. What I do is I feel like it's in my blood. It's pumping in my veins because I want to do it so bad, my vision, my mission. So I don't care what I have to learn. I don't care what skill I have to take on. I don't care who I need to talk to or collaborate with to get to that point. I need to do that. I want to do that. And no one has to push me to do it. No one should have to push you to do it. It should be so easy. Now, is going through getting your goals easy? Sometimes it's not. We know that. That's just life. You're going to go through the hills, the ups and downs, ups and downs. You know why? Because that teaches you how to move forward, and it teaches you how to appreciate where you're going. Because when you get there, when you get to that end result and what you're trying to do in your vision, you are going to have a small party in your head and in your heart. You know why? Because it took you went through the highs and lows of the valley of life to get there. If it's just so easy, what's the old saying here? If it's so easy to get to where you want to go, everybody would do it, right? Yeah, everybody would do it. So stay on that path. Don't let everything, the hurricanes, the floods, the pandemic, people talking in your ear, don't let that stop you. In fact, invite it in. Tell yourself, you know what? Come with it. Come with this. Come to my door and try to knock me down for what my vision, what my purpose and passion and drive is. Just come with it because I'm ready for you. Because no one can stop you. No human being or catastrophe or anything could stop you if you believe in what you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish. And it has to be dug right here. Right here. Not just here. There was people talking about the mindset. Yeah, you have to have a mindset for it, but it has to be in that heart set. I always say the mind and the heart, when it comes together, you have a powerful, powerful, powerful method in you. So I just wanted to come on just to remind you that remember, sometimes you need to adjust your vision. Sometimes you need to clarify your vision. Sometimes you have to repeat it and repeat your vision. Sometimes you have to write it down and just write it over and over again. Remember old days when you're in school and if you got in trouble, well, that was me. When you got in trouble, sometimes I had to get on the chalkboard and write down, I not to do that again. I won't do that again. I had to do it like 100 times on the chalkboard until it just got into my head. Yeah, I was one of them kids sometimes. I got a little in trouble. But that's what you should do for your vision. Because you should write that thing down till you recite it in your sleep. You should be able to recite it when people ask you, hey, what's your vision? Well, my vision is boom, 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 boom. What's yours? That's how it should come out. It should flow like running water in a creek. That's how your vision should come out and flow out of you. And that's what I always say your PPD. So I want you to take on, I'm going to read it. If you are working on something exciting in your life, your vision, your purpose, your passion, your drive, if it excites you, if it motivates you, if it pushes you every single day that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. No one has to tell you need to do something with it. The vision, your purpose, your passion, it will pull on your own. It will pull on its own. So with that, I wanted to come to you. You'll see me again on the third Monday. And like I said, I got up again, shake the dust off and get back on track. Get back on track. Because the one thing is so important is when you get your vision, and this is something I'll probably talk about the next, way. When you get your vision, then you want to make sure you're consistent and you're accountable for yourself. No, when no one else is going to be accountable for you, guess what? You have to be accountable for yourself. And how you be accountable for yourself is going back to understanding what your vision is and what your purpose, and you believe in that. I tell people, I need an accountability partner. It's wonderful, great to have an accountability partner. That should be a second plan. Your first plan is you don't have to be pushed, because your vision, your the drive, the passion, the purpose in you is driving you to move forward. So if the accountability partner is like a backup plan. That's what it should be. It should be a backup plan, not so much of the first thing. I mean, soon I hear somebody say, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to help children and do that." And then the next thing comes out of their mouth sometime is, "Well, I need an accountability partner. Can somebody kind of remind me that I need to get up in the morning and make some phone calls because I really want to do this mission that I really love and help children and get them going?" I'm thinking to myself, okay, what happened to, yes, I want to do this, I want to do it. And all of a sudden, I need an accountability partner. That should be second. That should be plan. That should be your backup plan. You should be driving. It should be pushing you every day what you want to do. When you say it, your mission. Yes, I want to help children. I want to help those, those maybe mothers and children that are, in a sexual situation where maybe they're in a violent home, and I want to take them out that home, and I want to build, buildings so they can live among other family members and be right, not get hurt no more, not be part of violence no more, and push their way. That should push you. That's your accountability. That's your accountability. And see, that's why I tell people, I said, my accountability is part of the PPD is the D, the drive. The drive reminds me of everything that I dealt with and still dealing with, and tells me, do I still want to be a victim of bullying? No. Do I want people to bully people? No. Do I want people to know that they have value? Yes. That pushes me. That's my accountability. Do I want women to be a victim of sexual assault? No. That pushes me. That's my accountability. Do I want women to be aware of cervix cancer and understanding the signs and understand if they don't get their checkups, then there could be some issues? No. That drive, that's my drive. That pushes me. Do I want women in business so people know who they are, so they can get those clients and have their mission, have their vision being built? And maybe I can be a middleman for that, a middle person for that, and help them and get that visibility. Do I want that for women? Yes. That's my drive. Yes. So that is my accountability. Your drive, what you have dealt with, you shouldn't sit there and say, okay, well, it happened. Oh, well, woe was me or whatever, and then move on. No, that's your drive. That's your fuel to say, no matter what, I'm going to do this, no matter what. Just get it inside. Some fire should just build up in you and push it out of you. And you say to yourself, I have to do it because that's my vision of my life. I have to do it. And don't be ashamed to be screaming it out. Sometimes I go in front of my house and I scream it out to the rooftops, and I said, I'm still going to do my vision no matter what. I don't care what anybody says. I am going to do it. I am going to stay on target because I want to make sure that maybe what I deal with, what I'm dealing with, can save other people's lives. We need to save other people's lives, and that can come through your vision. That can come through what you're doing. You can be the lighthouse to the world, as I tell people. Your PPD can be a lighthouse to the world. So remember that. And remember your vision. And remember how amazing you are. And how awesome you are. And how special you are in a good way. And how unique you are. Say those things every day. Wake up every day. Do those affirmations. Build yourself up to make sure that you don't have to push towards your PPD. You don't have to push towards your vision. It should pull you to move forward. My name is Barbara J. Beckley. Again, I am a purpose strategist. I'm also a social media strategist, CEO of the Diamond Factor, co-founder of Celebrate You, and the producer and host of the Diamond Factor Experience show with Barbara Beckley. And I say to you, you stick to your vision and watch the magic happen in your life. See you on the 3rd of this month. Bye.